Francis Ngannou has to stop calling out John Jones and UFC fighters. He made his decision to go to the PFL and into the boxing world to make more money. He now needs to stay there. He needs to stop calling out fighters who he knows he can't fight. He knows he won't fight. He knows Dana White's stance. It's a very hard stance on co-promotes. He knew this going in. What he needs to do is focus on the PFL heavyweight division and establish and develop stars in that division. Maybe have a rip-off of the Ultimate Fighter if you're the PFL and have these two heavyweights get to know the two heavyweights that's going to fight Francis. Or a heavyweight tournament for Francis, you know what I mean? That's probably a much better idea. But you got to do something with PFL. You can't just call out UFC fighters. That's lame, it's lazy, and it's boring, to be honest with you. It's just boring. And what are you going to do? Go into boxing? You're going to go back into boxing where you're 1-1. You're really 0-2, right? In my opinion, he beat Tyson Fury. I would have gave Francis Ngannou the fight, but it is what it is. It's boxing. That's where you wanted to go, right? You wanted to go into that corrupt world so you can make the money. So you kind of got to deal with the corrupt consequences that come with the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So he ends up, instead of being 1-1, he's really 0-2 and coming off of a really bad knockout to Anthony Joshua. And if Anthony Joshua could do that to Francis Ngannou, I'm pretty sure Daniel Dubois could do it to Francis Ngannou. I'm pretty sure Deontay Wilder could do it to Francis Ngannou, even still at this point. I'm pretty sure that Zhang fellow from China could do it to Ngannou. There's a lot of guys out there that could knock out Francis Ngannou in boxing. And is that what we want to do? You know what I'm saying? Is that what Francis and the team is trying to do, which is just go out there, make money, and get knocked out? Is that the method at this point? What I think needs to happen is they should do a tournament for Francis and let people get to know the heavyweights of the PFL. Let Francis be around these people. Have Francis at the podium or whatever, right? At the front of the press conference, and then have all the other fighters up on there talking as well. If you want, you could have Francis sitting at the very top and all the other fighters sitting on the rows below him, Francis looking down upon them, kind of a thing, right? The king. And then you could have all the fighters basically make their point for why they would beat Francis Ngannou. I think that would be compelling television. People would watch that. People love watching press conferences as it is. The PFL needs to do a better job of promoting their fighters instead of just constantly calling out the UFC guys, which is what Don Davis is doing, which is what that other PFL guy is doing, the other suit that they have. You know, they're just calling out Dana, calling out the UFC. Oh, John Jones wants it. Francis wants it. We want it. It's only Dana who doesn't want to risk it. Da, da, da. It's not happening. What's next? You get what I'm saying? That can't be your only game plan if you want to be around for a while or if you want to be number one. That can't be your game plan. Is, oh, we're going to try to get the UFC to send one of their guys to fight our guys. No, bro. We're not doing that. We learned our lesson from Pride. You feel me? When the UFC sent over Chuck Liddell and he got his that work from Rampage, they learned their lesson. Point being, enough is enough. Focus on Francis, building him as a PFL legend and star, and developing stars and future stars of the PFL heavyweight division around Francis. Have find someone that could be mean to Francis. Find someone that isn't afraid to push him in public. You know what I mean? Get some bad blood going. Do something. Market and promote your own fighters. Stop trying to leech off of John Jones. Stop trying to leech off of, the UFC and their brand and their fighters. That's my take. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Whether you agree, disagree, it does not matter. Just join the discussion. Follow for more and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.